It's time for the Mini Ninjas review for the Wii. This is my third anniversary review. I started reviewing games 3 years ago, and I'd like to once again say thank you to all my supporters. You guys and gals are the reason I keep reviewing. So let's get to the game. The story is about how evil samurais have started to take over the peaceful land, and to try and investigate and defeat the evil, the Ninja Master has sent out one by one his greatest warriors. Unfortunately, they have not returned, so the Ninja Master sends out his last two ninjas, Hiro and Futo. This is an action game. The whole point of each level is to fight your way through on a linear path to the end of the stage. And actually, I'm 99% sure you don't even have to fight any enemies. All you really need to do is travel to point B. But where's the fun in that? Hiro is the youngest of the ninjas, but the most important one. Along with having awesome ninja skills, he also has the power to control Kuji magic. This allows him to perform awesome techniques such as stopping time, shoot fireballs, and possess animals to become stealthier, and with certain animals, gain a new ability for a short time. Futo is a slower but stronger ninja and is recommended for battle against bigger foes. However, it's not required that you use him, which I found to be a bit odd because he's there for you to use. But honestly, I didn't find anything in the game that required me to play as him, and that goes for each ninja you rescue as you play through the game. I mean, yeah, it's fun to switch out and play as each one, but I personally didn't find anything which required me to switch out from Hiro. Perhaps I missed some areas in the game, because I'll admit I didn't search everywhere, but I'm pretty sure it would be hard to miss because most of the game is on a linear path. Each ninja has their own special attack. Hiro can stop time and rush towards a certain amount of enemies, taking them out in one hit. Shun launches an exploding arrow, and Suzumi plays her flute, which somehow stuns enemies. Either she's playing a mystical song, or she's just really bad at playing it. Scattered throughout each level are items you can pick up and store in your inventory. A lot of items you'll find are plant life. You can mix specific ingredients together to create various potions, such as health and stamina potions, and others like arrow shield and special power potions. There are ninja gadgets you'll find in breakable containers like shuriken and various bombs, which can be helpful. To use an item, make sure it's selected from your inventory and press down on the D-pad. One feature I liked was that your character didn't have to stop moving to use an item, a feature which I think other games should take a lesson from. The controls work fine, but they're clunky. It took me a while to remember which buttons did what. Attacking is easy, but too simple. Let me explain. Press the B button to attack, but spam it to mow through the enemies with ease. Combat is too simple. There's very little strategy, which decreases the fun of the game. It actually gets a little dull sometimes, and for this, I'm glad that fighting off the enemies is, for the most part, optional. The graphics look good. It has a nice simple charm to it. However, I wish the levels were more detailed. It's not that they look bad, I just find there's a lack of scenery for the majority of each level. The music is nice, but honestly, it's basically forgettable. Only when you're fighting opponents does the music pick up, but for the rest of it, it can actually make the game dull, which was disappointing. When you come to the end of each level, you will be shown your progress for that level pertaining to the amount of items you obtained. It is nice that you can continue playing that level in search for any missing items instead of having to proceed to the next stage. The boss battles were... well, they really weren't that fun. Talk about easy! You'll take out bosses by way of QuickTime events that you have to figure out how to trigger, but it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Really, the only thing fun about the boss fights was the fact that you take them out via QuickTime events, but the QuickTime events are pretty forgiving. If it says to press B and you accidentally press A once or even twice, you can still press B if you're quick enough and the QuickTime event will continue. So yeah, the boss fights weren't really that fun, and this boss... Seriously? I literally was like...
Really?
That's disgusting. Anyway, speaking of easy, the whole game is too easy. I even set it to the highest difficulty, and it was still too easy. Yeah, I died a few times, but still, I was expecting more of a challenge. There are extras in the form of cutscenes, which can be unlocked as you progress through the game, and were pretty fun to watch. Mini Ninjas is a pretty good game. Charming graphics, good controls, cool special moves, addicting gameplay, and playing as a different ninja added more fun. However, the game is too easy, even on the hardest difficulty, the controls are a bit clunky, shallow combat, I couldn't find any required times to use different ninjas, which was disappointing, and the boss battles weren't really a challenge, which just decreased the overall fun. However, I still did have fun with it. It's an enjoyable and addicting game, and one that shouldn't be overlooked, especially for younger audiences. This game gets a 3.5 out of 5 with a title of good.